Good morning everyone, long time no see. It's been a long time since I've done a YouTube video, so it's about time. So what I have planned this morning is just a little video on my process of how I get everything ready for my bath bombs. It's probably one of the most commonly asked questions, like what is your process? How do you make your bath bombs? It's evolved literally over the couple of years that I've done it, so here we are. I'm going to show you guys today literally everything I do step by step to make my bath bombs. No recipe because this recipe is special to me, but I do have a recipe listed on another video that I posted a while back. So this is literally just, we're gonna go step by step and do this together. So first things first, I have everything I need. I gotta get my baking soda colored. So I have my baking soda, my, what do we call this, sifter, sieve, my bowl, scale, little cups of hot water. I recommend hot water if you're gonna use dye, which I always do. I love dye. And just a little spoon and a cup to scoop my baking soda with. And I prefer to use a mixer. I just started using this to color my baking soda and it has literally changed my life. I don't know why I didn't do it sooner. So yeah, let's get started. Have your bowl on your scale. I like to use grams because I feel like it gives you a much more accurate and consistent recipe. So we're just gonna start scooping in here. I would normally be wearing a mask for this too, but for the sake of the video so you guys can hear me, I'm gonna skip that today and just suffer through. So if I start coughing or sneezing, you'll know why. But I always recommend wearing a mask. I'm going to be making two colors. Basically every color that I use I make a separate batch for, just so I can get more product, because I'm getting to that point where I need volume, so I just make separate batches for each color. Sifting everything gets all these little lumps and bumps out of your mix so you get a nice smooth looking bath bomb when you're all done. This is also a little trick that I use too. You'll hear people when they reference using dyes that they have to bloom their baking soda. This is technically, I guess, blooming, but I don't wait. I would just color my baking soda and jump right into making my bath bombs. So I have the amount that I need. For that batch. So now we're gonna get our dye. Just a little tiny bit of water, no science, just a couple of grams literally. And what do I want to color first? Let's just do our blue. I get my dyes now. I have some videos prior. That company that I did use is no longer in business, so I get all of my dyes from Nicole from Wild Hares. Beautiful dyes, super fast shipping. Always another question I get asked. Where do you get your dyes? Wild Hares, I love it. And again, no science to this. If you've never used dyes, this is my preferred method. Of course, you know, the more intense you want your bath bomb to be, the more dye you're gonna use. So it's literally up to you. I have a really large batch of bath bombs I'm gonna make. So I'm gonna be pretty generous with the amount that I use. And I need something to mix that with. Just use the back of one of my bath bomb paintbrushes here. You will get little lumps, and that's fine, just keep mixing. let it settle down and do its thing and get dispersed. But that's why I recommend hot water, because it works the best to get it, like, you know, not so lumpy like that. And then since it is being a pain in the butt and being super lumpy today, I'm probably going to do my other color too and just let it settle, and then we'll come back once everything's all mixed and ready to go. So I'm going to let that sit there. And the hotter the water, the better. That will avoid all this. And then for this guy, we need purple. So another tip for you guys, color theory is pretty important when you want to make bath bombs. So to make purple, I mix all of my own colors. I don't buy any of that pre-made like mermaid teal and, you know, apple green and lime green. I just mix all of my own. So literally I only need 3 colors, and that's going to be yellow 5, blue 1, and any pink will work. You don't want like red 40 because that's going to get you gray. You want a pink. So I'll either use red 33 and then also red 28. Either of these, I'll make different colors of purple, but you're going to want those to make a purple. So you're going to use just a little bit of blue, and a majority of pink. Again, it's whatever you're in the mood for. I'm going to use this red 33. And then I also like, when you want to test your color, just get a separate little glass of water, and after it's all mixed and dispersed, just test it, see what it looks like. It's literally like all I do also. Like, no big deal. You gotta experiment, play with it, see what you like. So while these are, while I'm getting these all mixed up, and wait for it to get less chunky, we'll come back when we're done and mix our baking soda. Okay, now I've got my dyes all ready to go. This is the blue. So just add it to the bowl. Just take a little baking soda here and get all that excess out. Alright, I like the little whisk attachment. Normally I would have a towel and cover this guy up, but for the sake of this video, again, so you guys can see, set it and forget it. Literally just leave that go, let it color my baking soda, and I'll show you guys when it's done. Alright, everything's looking nice and mixed. Got a pretty blue. Okay, so now that this color is ready, basically I'm just going to switch everything over into this giant bowl that I have. You can see there's still a little on the bottom there, that's fine. Because we're going to mix it again later anyway. So that looks pretty good. Nice rich blue. These specific bath bombs I'm making are pretty intense. And again, if you don't want something this deep in color, just use less dye. Always recommend testing though, and make sure you're not going to have any problems with your bath bombs. So let's and weigh out our, well, maybe for the sake of the video, I'll just go ahead and weigh everything out for the fuchsia or the purple, and then we'll just come back and go on with the next step. I'm gonna take, again, the dye in the water. Put it in my baking soda and clean this cup out as best I can. And then just get to mixing again. And once I'm done with that, we will come back and we will for sure move on to the next part. Okay, so we've got all of our colors mixed, and purely for the sake of time, I've already added all of my dry to my colored baking soda. Sorry about that. There are time constraints for YouTube. So anyway, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna sift our citric acid and at least get that prepared. And I wanna say that I, again, reiterate that I literally sift everything. It just really does help to leave you with really smooth looking bath bombs when everything is said and done. One day when I'm smarter, I'll get a sifter that's bigger. And if it's too big to go through or not go through, dump it. There. Again, use grams. You're going to get a more consistent recipe. Okay, sorry about that. I ran out of memory. So basically I sifted all of my citric acid, put it to the side. This is my baking soda with all of my dry stuff, minus the citric acid, and then I've got all my wet ingredients here in the same container. This fragrance, polysorbate. I prefer 70% alcohol and oil. So add all of your wet to this. Get as much as you can. And then I like to do just a little bit of hand mixing first, just so, because I use a hand mixer and I just don't want it to like puff up in my face. All right, once it's somewhat incorporated, take your mixer. You might want to turn it down. It's probably going to be a little bit loud. I use a hand mixer, and I just don't want it to like pop up in my face. Make sure everything is well mixed. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same for the blue. Okay, everything is all mixed up. I have all of my pre-measured citric acid in the bowl ready to go. I also wanted to tell you another trick that I use pretty often. These particular bath bombs require embeds, and I only had a couple on hand. So what I did was I made some embed mix, basically, and I'm just gonna mix this up and keep it, and instead of like waiting for my embeds to dry and, you know, all that stuff, just use the wet embed mix and just put it right in the bombs as I make them. So this works really well if you're in a time pinch, or you have molds that are like really shallow and you can't get embeds in them. Just make the embed mix and then just use it wet and stick it in your bath bombs. So I'm gonna go on time lapse and start mixing everything, and then I will come back. Okay, now that everything is all mixed, I'm gonna go ahead and just start making my bath bombs. I'll show you guys the first one. I actually wasn't recording and I made one already, but anyway, I'll do it again. So just start layering your mix or whatever you need from your bath bomb, however you want to make it. And then just take this little embed mix and just stick it right in there. Then you don't have to wait for your embeds to dry and all that crap. And then just keep going. Pack it in there nice and good. I feel like anytime you hand mold something, you're gonna want the bottoms to be nice and straight. So I just take this knife and then just scrape the bottom. That way it has a nice sturdy base to sit on. And then there you go. And again, I'll go on time lapse and just finish these guys up, and then we'll come back. Okay, I just finished molding all of the bath bombs here. I went ahead and put some glitter on top and stuff just to get them finished up. And I'll go put these on the drying rack. But anyway, I hope that was helpful. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. I try and answer them as fast as I can. But like I said, this was one of my most asked questions, like what's your process? And you know, how do you go about making your bath bombs? So there you have it. I will see you guys next time, and please like this video and follow me if you aren't already. I hope to have some more videos very